All right, Algebra 2 folks, today we're looking at function operations. So the other day you guys did function notation and function compositions. Now we're going to look at operations. Operations literally means we're going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and we're doing something else that's called scalar multiplication. Okay? All right, so let's begin. So here's the basics. Okay? We're given these two functions, an f of x and a g of x, and the first one just says add, f plus g of x. So we're literally going to add these two functions together. So it's just 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 plus x squared plus x. And now I just literally combine like terms. So here we go. So I have 4x squared. Then I have a plus 2x and a plus x, that's plus 3x. And then I have just left with a negative 1. So we just added two functions together. Next one says minus f of x minus g of x. Notice a different way I've written them out. This says f plus g of x. This says f of x minus g of x. They mean the same. You know, here we're adding, here we're subtracting. So you just got to be familiar with the notation. Okay, so we're subtracting. So f of x is written first. So 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. Then it's minus, right? Minus. Because we're subtracting, we need parentheses. And then I just put in my x squared plus x. Okay? All right, now, so I can just start combining. So it's 3x, well, folks, you have to be comfortable as to how you do these things. Me, when I look at this, I just see minus the quantities. Minus x squared minus a positive x. So I don't worry about distributing the negative, okay? You should try not to do that either. It'll save yourself a little time, but you have to remember to say the word minus every single time. If not, you have to distribute the negative, okay? So 3x squared minus x squared is, I don't have enough from under here, so 3x squared minus x squared is 2x squared. Positive 2x, so 2x minus a positive x is plus 1x plus x. And then negative 1 minus, there's nothing in here to worry about, so we're just left with minus 1. Okay? Or you would have had to have done a negative x squared minus x, and then you combine your likes. All right, here's a different one. F of x dot means times, so f of x times g of x. So now we're going to be multiplying these two functions together. We did that a long time ago. That's right. We have to set up our box to do this. So where am I going to set up my box? I'll do my box here, and then we'll combine over here. I have enough room to do my box in here. So I like to put my small one on the left-hand side. So x squared So over here, I'll put my x squared plus x. And across the top, I will do my 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. And I'm just going to start multiplying. So x squared times 3x squared is a 3x to the power of 4. Okay. Then x squared times a plus 2x is a 2x to the power of 3. All right, and the last one, that's right, x squared times negative 1, negative 1x squared. Now we're just multiplying everything by x. So we have a 3x squared times x, which is a 3x to the power of 3. And x times 2x is a plus 2x squared. And then x times negative 1, negative x, or negative 1x. And now, that's the hard part. Now I just have to combine the likes. 3x to the fourth, nothing to combine with, so we'll write it down. 3x to the power of 4. Now I have a cube and a cube. Notice they're both positives. There's a plus sign. There's no negative, so we're adding. Remember, everything inside here is adding likes, so you just follow the signs. So 2 and 3 is 5, so plus 5x to the power of 3. Here's another set of likes. Signs are different, so we're subtracting. So 2 minus 1, so plus 1x squared, and then we're just left with a minus x. And that's it. We're done. Yay! That and other than that. Okay. So all we're doing is just, so this adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing is just glorified collecting, multiplying, collect like terms. Or adding, collect like terms. Subtracting, all you're doing is collecting like terms. That's it. Division's different. Okay. Let's set it up first. What's on top? F is on top, so we have to write it on top. So I have 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 over, g is on the bottom, so we put g on the bottom, x squared plus x. Now, it says in simplest form. So we actually have to do what's called factor cancel on this one. Okay? So we're going to factor the top, factor the bottom, and then we'll cancel out what they have in common. Okay? So let's take care of the bottom first. When I factor the bottom, that's right, it's just a GCF. So I have an x on the outside, and then we have x plus 1 on the inside. Okay, that's right. This is going to need 2 parentheses. All right, well, you know what I'll do is I'll do the factoring over here. So we'll do our 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. So I'm going to do my AC technique. So 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. So I need factors of negative 3. What are your only factors of 3? That's right, 3 and a 1. So I have 3x squared plus 3x minus 1x minus 1. Okay, the only factors of 3 are 3 and a 1. And we got the signs, plus 3 minus 1. So here's my split. And so here I can pull out a 3x. And then I have x plus 1. Well, guess what, folks? I already know what goes in one of my parentheses over here. It's x plus 1. So now the other parentheses is going to be whatever this number is in front. So we know this is an x plus 1. So that's right, this is a negative 1. So we have 3x minus 1. So we did the hard stuff. Now all I have to do is cancel what they have in common. They have an x plus 1 in common, so I can cross those out. So then I just have a 3x minus 1 over x. And that's all that we can do. All right, last one of this style is called scalar multiplication. Scalar multiplication is just glorified distribution. It's just 4 times whatever the function is. So this is saying 4 times f of x. So it's literally 4 times whatever the f function is. Our f function is this beast. So I just write down 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. And it's one big glory distribution. So 12x squared plus 8x minus 4. And that's all we do. Okay? So that's it. Scale. The function operations is pretty straightforward. All you're doing is adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. Okay? You're adding and subtracting. All it is glorified combined like terms. Multiplication, we multiply, then combine like terms. Division, we write it out properly, and then we're going to do a little factoring and canceling. And then scalar multiplication, glorified distributive property. So all we did was distribute. All right, now, Now we have some function operations that involve f of. So now we're going to do some substitution, because notice it says evaluate. Notice this says c of 3 plus h of 3. So this says, so what we could do is add the two functions together and then plug in 3. Or we can plug in 3 first into each of the functions and then add the results together. When I do these, I like to do plugging in the 3 first and then adding the results up. So I think that's less room for error. So I don't have to worry about anything else. Plug it in, crunch it out. So c of 3, just make sure you do things in proper order here. C of 3, here's your c function. So it's 1 minus 3 cubed, okay? 3 is positive, so I did not put parentheses around it. So I have this minus right there. And then it's plus, so whatever this side is, plus whatever this is. So it's 3 times 3 squared minus 5. All right, so we're going to take care of this side. I'm going to type this right into the calculator, folks. Okay, just type that right into the calculator. There's no reason to get that wrong. So look at this. 1 minus 3, and on this calculator here, I have a button that says x cubed. If not, I can use this x raised to the y key. There's my x raised to the y, and then I'm going to type in 3. And on the graphing calculator, it's that little caret key. Some of you guys will have that little caret key on your scientific calculators. So this is saying 3x to the power of 3. And there I have negative 26. 3 to the third is 27, so 1 minus 27 is negative 26. Okay, so this is a negative 26. So all of this is negative 26. Big fat plus sign. And now I'm just going to type this right into the calculator exactly the way I see it. 3 parentheses, 3 close parentheses, square minus 5. There it is, 22. All right, negative 26 plus 22, I can do that in my head, negative 4. Sorry for my sinuses. All right, next one. This says h minus c of negative 2. So again, we can combine first and then plug in negative 2, or else just plug in negative 2 and then just subtract the results. That's all I'm going to do. Big fat minus sign. So I'll put the h side over here. I'll put the c side here, so the order in which we do them matters. So here's my h. So 3 parentheses, negative 2 squared minus 5. And then it's minus whatever this answer is. So I'm going to put this in parentheses. And then it's 1 minus parentheses negative 2 to the power of 3. I'm going to plug this into the calculator. So all of this I'm going to plug right into the calculator. And then I'll plug all of this right into the calculator, and then we'll just subtract the results. Equals, and then in this box will be the final answer. Okay, so typing this one into the calculator. So I have 3 parentheses, a negative 2 close parentheses squared minus 5, and that gives us 7, minus the quantity. So I'm going to have to do the same thing here. 1 minus parentheses negative 2 close parentheses. I'm going to use my x raised to the y key and then 3. Yeah, I could have used x cubed. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter, and there's 9. So 7 minus 9 is negative 2. Okay. This big fat dot right there is just like that little dot right there. It's just saying times. So c times h of 2. So we're going to do the c first, then whatever that answer is times whatever the answer is. Again, I could have multiplied first, then plugged in 2. I'm just going to plug in 2, then I'll multiply my results. So there's my c. That'll go first. 1 minus 2 to the power of 3. So we're doing this side first, and then we're going to do this side. And then here I have 3 times 2 squared minus 5. So I'll let you guys type that into your calculator. This gives us a negative 7, because it's 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So 1 minus 8 is 7, negative 7. And then here, remember, what do we do first? That's right, exponents. So there's nothing to do inside the parentheses, so exponents first. So 2 squared is 4, times 3 is 12, minus 5 is 7. So we're looking at negative 7 times 7, which is a negative 49. Okay, glorified division. That's right. Plug in the top, plug in the bottom, write your answer out. Doesn't get any easier than that. So 3 parentheses 4 squared minus 5, 1 minus 4 to the power of 3. That's a 3 right there. So there. So I'll plug in the top, write my answer down. I'll plug in the bottom, write my answer down, and I'm done. That's why we have calculators. Well, 4 squared is 16 times 3 is 48 minus 5 is 43. All right. And then 1 minus 4 to the third. 4 to the third is 64, so 1 minus 64 is a negative 63. Guess what? That can't be reduced. So there's our answer. All right, last one. So this is called scalar multiplicity. So it's 6 times whatever the inside c of negative 4 is. Well, there's the c of negative 4 right there. So it's 1 minus parentheses negative 4 to the power of 3. Okay, so inside here, I'll let you type it into your calculator. 6 times something equals our big ginormous number. Okay? All right, negative 4 to the power of 3 is a negative 64. So 1 minus a negative 64 is 65. And we just typed that right into the calculator. By the way, we could have typed that right into our calculator too. So it's, if we type this right into the calculator, you could have done 6 parentheses, 1 minus parentheses, negative 4, close parentheses, x cubed, close parentheses, equals 390. Okay, so 6 times 65 is 390. Last question. Looks like a doozy. It's all it is just an exercise in following your operations, combining like terms. That's it. Okay? I put it at the bottom. Unfortunately, I'm going to do it on another sheet of paper. So there. I have plenty of room. Okay? You have plenty of room to do this on another sheet of paper here. All right, so slide that up. All right, so what's going on here? So this is going back to our other ones. So and this is just, this could have been like a part 2. This would have been like a 4-point question. This is not a 1-point question or a 2-point question. There's a lot of work involved here. So first of all, what's going on? I got an a times b. So I got to multiply these two functions together. Then it says minus the quantity. And then it says a plus b squared. So I'd have to square the b and then add it to a. And then whatever this result is, I subtract it. So I do whatever this product is minus this result. That's all. So what am I going to have to do first? Well, a times b. Here's my a times b. I'm going to write it out. Here's my a times b is literally doing our box. Boy, I could have made this box a little bit bigger because we are on another sheet of paper. So here's the a times b. So there's my a times b. So I have x minus 3 here, and then my a is 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. So I got to multiply this out. So I have 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x. Then distribute my negative 3. Negative 6x squared plus 9x minus 12. Now I'm going to collect like terms. So I have 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 13x minus 12. So here we just did the a times b. Now we have to do a b squared. So I'm going to do a b squared now. A b squared means what? That's right, x minus 3 times x minus 3. So it's just, there's a single box for x minus 3 and x minus 3. Okay, so x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 9. So there's x squared minus 6x plus 9. All right. Now, folks, this is really just an exercise in organizing. That's all it is. So what do we have here now? Now I have to do a plus this piece right here. Okay, so technically right now, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? Here's my a right here. So now I'm going to do my a plus b squared. So that's this right here. There's my a plus b squared. Here's my a. So 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. Here's the b squared plus x squared minus 6x plus 9. So we're going to collect our likes. So what is that? Those. So I have 3x cubed. Then I have minus 9x. And then I have plus 13. All right, then what does it say? So here we just did our a plus b squared. There it is right here. Here's our a times b. There it is right there. So now what do we have to do with these two? We have to subtract them. So I'm going to write it out. 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 13x minus 12 minus parentheses 3x cubed minus 9x plus 13. We could do what I said before, just subtract, or you can do your distribute the negative and then combine like terms, okay? So I think what I'm going to do is just subtract, and then underneath it I'll put the negative signs underneath. So it's 2x cubed minus 3x cubed, so that's a negative 1x cubed. Oh, I forgot something here, didn't I? What did I do? Oh, that's not a cubed. Mr. Parada, you made a mistake. Well, I'm not doing another take of this. So 2x squared and x squared is 3x squared. My goodness. Now everything else is fine. So that's a square right there. Okay, let's try this again. So 2x cubed minus nothing. So we'll just write down 2x cubed. All right, now negative 9x squared minus 3x squared is a negative 12x squared. You can type that in your calculator. Negative 9 minus 3 spits out negative 12. Then it's 13 minus negative 9. So here's your x's. So 13, so that looks like this. 13 minus a negative 9. That's right, double negative is an add. So we have 22. So plus 22x. And now it's a negative 12 minus a positive 13. So negative 12 minus 13, that is a negative 25. Okay, so here we go. We just combined our likes. Okay, Folks, this is not a 1-point question or a 2-point question. This would be like a 4-point question for me. Okay? All it is your operations. That's all you're doing is practicing your operations. Oh, I said to you I'd distribute the negative here. So if I distribute the negative, this is what it would have looked like. And now when we combine, still nothing to combine. Negative 9 minus 3. That's our negative 12. 13 plus 9. There's your 22. Negative 12 minus 13. There's your negative 25. Okay. Alrighty. Algebra 2, folks, that is our lesson for today.